trade another day.
And tomorrow, I'm the biggest bear out there. So be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Live to trade another day. Live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Is it the bottom yet? I'm tryna buy up everything. Not gon' get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Don't be scared, G. Like paid in full, get your bread, B. Cold wallet full of crypto, yeah, Big Lebowski. Can't forget to tip the waitress. Fur and loathing in Las Vegas. Tupac told us about the changes. People hating on your greatness. Mansion looking hella spacious. Shoes, they ain't got no laces. This the Aquarius age. Life happen in different phases. Out with money, in with crypto, analog to digital. Could've been rich, but you was scared. What a imbecile. Say you want a miracle, but you bet the minimal. Should've bet it all. Hell no, not the unthinkable. Grow some balls if you got a pair. Man, I double dare you to put it all in the market. No sir, I'm not trying to scare you. Seeking and searching, I need some more money. AI is scary, make us look like dummies. Serious about profit, I need it, I'm hungry. My music all over, but I'm from the country. Bank account thicker than Manuka honey. Got multiple wallets, don't go in my pocket. Ether's a favorite, but I don't discriminate. Scared to get money, get the hell up out my face. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Win some.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. And our mission is to demystify the cryptocurrency space and to get the hive mind of retail to start to get bullish on crypto, because now is the time. My friends, I think now we're seeing that the institutions, all the regulatory, frameworks that we've kind of been wanting in the space is happening right before our eyes. We have Vanguard who was very against having any type of exposure into crypto with their clients, they are now going to encourage their customers to allocate between 1 to 3% of their portfolios into crypto through the modality of the ETFs. Now, we've been talking about the ETF super cycle, all that stuff, what it could mean, how it could actually play out. And so we wanted to give you a breakdown using AI. And what we did is we asked Grok, we said, the total cryptocurrency market cap right now is about it's been fluctuating between $3 and $4 trillion. At its all-time high, I think it was at 4 point something trillion, getting almost close to 5 trillion. We think over the next 10 years is going to be how we are going to make the most compounded gains, just like how over the past 20 years, the stock market has given a pretty damn good compounded steady gains, because the bear markets are only 10 months long or even shorter, and the bull markets are 50 months plus long, and there's only very short windows of bear markets represented in the S&P 500. So if you think about this over time, over the next 10 years, or at least just in the next 5, we could look into how much money could be speculated to go into crypto just from that alone. So that's not accounting for sovereign wealth funds. That's not accounting for big companies like, for instance, Apple announcing that they're going to buy Bitcoin. You just never know. So, and the fact that Bitcoin has a limited supply, it's 21 million coins, it's definitely still a risk asset, but the volatility is the feature. But now when we get into the ETFs, this is what's going to be interesting. So 700 billion annual 401k contributions is 700 billion based on a 60 million participants contributing an average of $11,700 a year to some type of retirement 401k plan. And this is through the Fidelity and Vanguard, which are the two biggest ones that a lot of these retirement accounts of 401ks are ran through. So reports are showing an average total contribution of about 14.3% of pay. So 14% of the average pay for the year is going into a 401k. So then the growth rate for contributions assumes a 3% annual increase, reflecting nominal wage growth of 4% minus 1% for inflation, stagflation, consistent with Fidelity's 1.5 real wage growth, and also the 2.5 inflation models. So, but that's going off of 2.5%. But what you need to kind of go is like, all right, inflation's like 10%. You can just say, all right, inflation's 10%. If I'm not making more than 10 or 15% annually on my quote investments, then something has to happen. So then speculated percentage of inflows into crypto ETFs is 1 to 3%, widely cited in analyst projection from Bitwise. And these are all the different, companies that are actually servicing the ETFs. Excuse me, a modest 1% allocation could unlock $120 billion from 401k scaling with inflows rather than total assets to avoid over allocation risks. So what I was curious is over a 10-year period, this was a short-term speculation. So it was speculating that it would increase the market cap, the total cryptocurrency market cap by, 150 to 200 billion over 2 years. So that's kind of like on the low case scenario. But then I wanted to say, okay, well, if this is going to be the long play for them to start to allocate a lot of their funds, not a lot, but at least just that 5%, between 2 and 5% rate, then over 10 years, how much could it increase? So it came to a conclusion of about projected total new cryptocurrency market cap on the low side. If people were just allocating 1%, then over the next 10 years, we would see a $15 trillion cryptocurrency total market cap. And then medium would be, you know, a direct addition every year of 258 billion. Then we get about 15, you know, close to about 15 trillion. And then in summary, over 10 years, 1 to 5%, between 1 and 5% allocations could inject 83 to 413 billion over 401ks into crypto ETFs. And this is just the ETFs. So, I mean, it could be, and this is obviously just speculation, but this is just from the ETFs, just from the ETFs alone. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen and how much money, because you got to think the Vanguard, they have a lot of money in customer funds, let's just say. They're managing a lot of money. $11 trillion asset manager, Vanguard, to allow clients to buy BTC and crypto ETFs starting today. And then you see that the US banks, the Fed Reserve just pumped 13.5 billion into the US banking system through overnight repos. This is the second largest liquidity injection since COVID and surpasses even the peak of the dot-com bubble. And they're like, just probably fine, nothing to worry about, carry on. That's pretty crazy. So if you're wondering what could actually spur the Santa rally that we're hoping for, this could be it. This could be the Santa rally that we're wanting. So, and then also we have CoinShares reports $1.7 billion of crypto inflows are starting to come in on the rate cut optimism. So we got, you know, the crypto funds rebound with $1 billion of inflows. XRP set a new weekly record with 289 million in inflows. So we talked about how XRP and some of these top 10 cryptos that have the ETF are going to start to get some more liquidity injected into it. Not just from the crypto markets, just be trading it like the exchanges and just the regular network effect of these coins being traded on the open market. But then now we're getting Wall Street liquidity. So that's what changed the whole game, I think, for Bitcoin, and it changed the whole game for gold too. You know, the reason why gold's value and also even with the ETF like started to pump up like that, it was also the gold store of value over, you know, thousands of years and the sentiment for gold. But then, you know, the ETF probably helped a little bit too. So, you know, all that paper gold trading around. But the difference with Bitcoin is that even though it's going to have that same type of effect like the gold ETF did, gold, like they just found a gold reserve and a gold mine in Iran, and that's going to continue to happen. That's not going to happen with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is 21 million. That's it. And some other coins and crypto networks are very similar and on that kind of same premises. Like, you know, there's only a limited supply. You can't mint anymore or make anymore. Especially even some of these meme coins, like, you know, contract renounced. There, you can't mint anymore. You can't make anymore. The only way you can, quote, make another one is if you just make another contract. So it's kind of it's, you know, same with that as well. So that is what is going to drive the price and the volatility up to the upside with crypto, specifically with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, you know, all the big dogs. They're going to hit their network effect here. But we just have to ride the waves of volatility. So the crypto fear index is still at 16. We're still in extreme fear. We're not out of the woods yet. And you can see here on the other fear and greed index, if I can find it. This is for the total fear and greed index for the stock market. Just overall, matches up pretty well with crypto. You can see here, anytime we get into extreme fear, we love to go right back into extreme greed. So you can actually see it historically going all the way back into 2020, going into COVID, 2019. Anytime we've sat in extreme fear, it's never been as long as as what we've been in extreme greed. So we only stay there for a little bit. We don't stay there for too long. So same when 2017 pumped up here, and then we stayed in this territory for a good few months after that. But then we were only here for, I don't know what, maybe a month. Consolidation down. Then you can see this lasted a little bit longer going into 2018. But then look, you can see how it just kind of had a nice steady chop going over. 2019, same thing. See, every time we get into extreme fear, there's always going to be a recover to the upside. And it seems like the recovery that happens is a lot longer than what the dip is. So, all right, we're going to do a little chat check-in. Hope you guys are doing good. If you're in here right now and you're enjoying the live stream, make sure you hit the like button. There's 9 people in here right now, so we got to get 9 likes. And remember, YouTube loves the like button. It is the YouTube currency. If YouTube had a meme coin and they made a meme coin on pump.fun right now, it would be called like button. Or it would be called subscribe. We might make those contracts right now. Those contracts might have already just been made. That's how fast the internet is. If you guys are that quick, you have already just made a coin, 2 coins on Pump Fun called like button and subscribe. And you've already made $1,000 on creator fees. That's the kind of, that's what could actually happen. All right, so let's get into a little bit of the overall macro here, scope of the market. So global cap clawed back to $3 trillion total cryptocurrency market cap, but we had a nice bloodbath of $1 billion in liquidations, and this was in BTC, ETH, just across the board. Whenever we had that 5-hour big consolidation, it threw the market off, and it was a perfect setup to get people sidelined, to continue to maybe strengthen their bearish thesis. And so that probably, if you were feeling bearish and then that liquidation event happened again, you're like, oh, you probably got even more bearish. But then, we talked about how, quantitative tightening is supposed to be ending, it officially is supposed to be ending, Fed halt confirmed, unlocking $6.6 trillion in liquidity. And then we have, obviously 90% chance that we're going to get a rate cut coming up on the 10th. So historical play screams 50% in BTC upside in the first and second inning, first quarter, second quarter of 2026. So Powell's dovish vibes, December cut odds 87%, sparked a shaky rebound. But then, like we said, we were still in massive fear and greed, or massive fear on the index across the board. But at the same time, gold, silver, precious metals, things that are of that territory are risk off, but are pumping hard still. Technically, they're like doing well, being risk off assets, hedging against what's happening. But we know that what will eventually happen, well, we don't know, but we're going to speculate on it, is that we are going to have a massive network effect on crypto because of what the setup is here. You see it as, and it's really easy to kind of see the writing on the wall right now. Extreme fear. Retail doesn't know crap about crypto. We got all the suits on mainstream news saying how they're still bullish and they're setting up to go into the new money system. But retail is too broke and trying to survive to realize what's happening, and the people that are scooping up all this stuff to be ready to make a lot of money in the next few years, and let's just say in the next 10 years, they are buying up all that fear and confusion. And if only retail saw it like that and was like, wait, should I like inverse and reverse my psychology on thinking about, you know, what's happening here? Because that's how the massive sidelining, I think, is playing out. So Vanguard's bombshell, we talked about, now allowing BTC, ETH, XRP, SOL ETFs on its 11 trillion platform, flips the script. Vanguard said they were not going to. So while Fidelity added it immediately, exposure, Vanguard was like, we're not going to do it. And so we said that they're probably going to buckle because they're not going to want to miss out on this network effect and this network growth. So that's a lot of money that's going to get unlocked. And then now you think of the Fed unlocking all that liquidity. Think about the lag of liquidity that just is this broken 4-year cycle now that is being stretched. So institutional floodgates are cracking open, and not to mention the stable coin. So we got a couple super cycles happening here. We got the meme coin super cycle. We got the ETF super cycle. We got stable coin super cycle. We got the cycle of super cycles, the unicycle super cycle. All kinds of cycles happening. So basically, Vanguard just greenlit crypto ETFs, just like hard. And we talked about how that will be a big catalyst in boomer money that's sitting in these accounts, $500,000 or plus, however, or in a retirement account, and they can start to get this exposure into crypto, into the new money system. I'm very curious to see where it's going to go. So we have to look at Bitcoin. We got to look at Ethereum. We got the Fusaka upgrade coming today or tomorrow. Basically, people are getting ready for ETH to smash to 10K. Only the bears are going to be the ones that don't even own any Ethereum. They're I don't even know what they own, but the people that are usually bearish on Ethereum, they don't understand that it is the most undervalued smart contract platform and network in the entire world. It really is. So I'm betting on these people just being so bearish and not understanding the network effect on Ethereum, just like a lot of people didn't understand the network effect on Bitcoin. Didn't understand it. Thought it was vaporware. They're like, there's nothing. It's nothing. It's just code. What do you mean? It's not going to last. It's going to go to zero. It's going to get hacked. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. So how did that work out for those people when they were saying that at $1,000 Bitcoin? However, but even a $10,000 Bitcoin at $20,000, every single time people have called for that, Bitcoin has surprised everyone and always has the last laugh. And Ethereum is having the same growing pains of adoption that Bitcoin did. And I think Ethereum has the chance to completely disrupt massively. Okay? So, and I'm not the only one that thinks this. Graham thinks this too. Halloween 2008. Shout out to Graham. He said, this is also the basis for my long-term conviction in ETH. He said, BTC to $1 million per coin is destined. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And ETH isn't going to go below 1.8% the value of BTC. It's always followed still on BTC's track. Just in recent times, we've just had a lot of the bleeding of alts, and also like the ETH BTC ratio was just kind of looking like garbage. But when it's cooking, it's cooking. Okay. So he says, my guess is that we'll see around a $50,000 ETH. So he's calling for super bullish. $50,000 ETH around the time BTC hits $1 million. I've said the same thing. I'm like, when Bitcoin is $1 million per coin, or even in between $500,000 and $1 million per coin, do you think that Ethereum is just going to still be at like $4,000? It's just crazy to think that, because we always know when the times are kicking and it's cooking and the quote price looks good here and there's euphoria. Oh my gosh, guys. it's gonna get crazy. I mean, it's gonna, like, we gotta get locked in. Time to lock in. Get ready to battle yourself. It's not having to battle the markets or the price action or anything like that. You have to battle yourself, because you are going to be the only person that makes you fail in this journey of, quote, crypto investing, because we've been tricked and lied to think that it's a zero-sum, like, short game of gambling, but really it is actually the long game end game of even the TradFi now. We came in feeling like it was the end game. We got convinced to gamble it away and give it to the market, and now we're bearish and think that crypto's just not going to last. Are you kidding me? So it's like, we got to flip the script. We got to remember what we came in here for to begin with and continue on the mission. Also known as, we're not leaving. That's what I'm saying. And like this post says, Pepe holders will have the last laugh. Bitcoin holders will have the last laugh. Ticker Bitcoin holders will have the last laugh. Strong communities will indeed have the last laugh. According to Piece as Shit. That's funny. I keep checking the price every day. Good price. Oh, I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for tuning in. We got 15 people in the house. Make sure you're hitting the like button. If you're in here, make sure you're hitting the like button. We were just talking about kind of the overall thesis of how to be bullish over the long-term macro, because this market has been convincing you to be a gambler. You know, and I will say, look, if you have your edge in being able to catch, quote, look, like a bottom of what's been happening right now, like if you were able to catch the volatility and see people freaking out, and then you're like, oh man, like I feel like it could kind of pop here. We got a lot of stuff set up, a lot of good momentum. You could trade this 100%. Totally trade. I mean, if you see it and you feel like, and you have a good, you just like feel it, do it. I mean, put in that long. Put in that ETH long. I mean, gosh, look at Solana. I mean, you look at what happened with this overall recovery here. That was sweet. I mean, we pointed out the fact that it was going to be not an inverse head and shoulders, but a head and shoulders playing out, and that it was going to chop around. I said there's a chance on the bearish case scenario we hit liquidity back down here, but I said also we could chop around and decide to flip bullish, which is exactly what we did according to the MACD here. You look at the MACD here, here's the bearish cross, and then here's the bullish cross. We went blue line over the orange, and then look, sellers exhausted. They were like, okay, we're exhausted now. That's all that means right there. And you know, you can see this kind of play out a little bit on the 4 hour. The 4 hours where we were really seeing this play out. And so, yeah, it played out actually on the bullish side. Perfectly timed with, we got Trump's a Trump announcement. I think Trump is announcing that they're going to be setting up Trump accounts for, I don't know, Americans who, I don't know, newborns. I guess everyone's getting crypto accounts or and S&P 500 index funds and gold. I don't know what the heck's going on, but apparently we've been pulling in a lot of tariff revenue. And so, yeah, but this looks good. So yeah, it looks good. Volatility is our friend right now. And we can just know that these are just gifts of volatility. Nothing to be afraid of. And look, I think we are primed to hit a Christmas rally going into 134,000. I'm calling it. Calling on this channel today. We are going to $134,000 Christmas rally. If it ain't you know, by the end of the damn year, it's going to happen in January. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that. And yes, obviously I could be wrong. I could be massively wrong. It could, like, we could get cooked and go down and hit this 70K. The market is still unraveling from that liquidation event. And if you look at this overall downward sloping trend, like we're basically like in, I mean, we could totally be due to just continue to go down into 70K. I'll say it. Look, I mean, it kind of looks like that. But if you want to look at it in a more positive light, you could look at it on the inverse and say, okay, we made a higher low. We have Fed injecting liquidity. We got, you know, all the characters, suspects, and people that we want to be bullish crypto are bullish crypto right now. All the things. So could this be it? I don't know. Yeah, Trump could be announcing Trump's either probably going to announce something to do with stimulus, tariff revenue, these accounts, these investment accounts that are going to be opened up for possibly, I don't know, like new people born in a certain, you know, between a certain year. I don't freaking know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there's going to be some announcements. But this is kind of the trajectory I'm seeing. Like if we consolidate back down, we'll grab liquidity, low liquidity. There's going to be massive buying happening if that does happen. I mean, I'd imagine the people backing the truck up on a 70K Bitcoin. I mean, it's like it ain't going to be there that long. Trust me. Like, just know if we do 70K Bitcoin, you got about 2 minutes to buy it. I'm dead ass serious. Like, if it goes to 70K Bitcoin, it's only going to be there for probably like 5 minutes. And it is going to get bought up so damn quick because that's, if anything, if that's the setup, they're waiting for that and then Bitcoin's going to freaking pop and run. But I don't know if they want to hit us that hard with that type of volatility because we've gotten bonked so many times already. You know, I don't think we can, I mean, just imagine the sentiment then. I mean, it would be really bad. The sentiment right now is terrible, even though we have all the good stuff happening. So I could just imagine the sentiment. So, but we have to know that anything's possible. So yeah, actually, we'll play this clip of someone explaining this. That kind of, anything is possible, but we have to be around to experience the volatility and not be on the sidelines, not be in cash, and not be like waiting for the perfect opportunity for too long, because then you're just going to continually miss it because you think you're going to be able to, quote, time the opportunities. That's what dollar cost averaging is all about.
And in fact, I've commented on Twitter about it with respect to MicroStrategy. It works incredibly well on the way up. But I said I didn't understand the strategy. And when I can't understand something that somebody explains, you know, time after time after time, that's a warning sign to me.
And so people are picking apart Michael Saylor right now. They're thinking MicroStrategy and strategy and Michael Saylor, they're going to get liquidated, margin called. And he does not seem very fazed by the FUD. He does not seem very fazed by the FUD. Like, it doesn't seem like he's cracking on the pressure. He seems very confident and very still laser focused on what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish in this new business model. I think they know what's coming down the pipe. They know that eventually Bitcoin is going to be denominated in stocks. Like, we're not even going to denominate it in USD anymore. Like, when you buy a stock, it's going to be with a stable coin or it's going to be with Bitcoin. And you're going to be able to use Bitcoin collateral to then buy tokenized assets on the blockchain. It's literally like what's probably going to end up being. And then we're going to have a Bitcoin standard system that's backed by gold and Bitcoin. And so the Texas Stock Exchange in Texas is already doing, they're the first state to add Bitcoin on their full balance sheet. They have a stock exchange that they're setting up, the Texas Stock Exchange. They're talking all digital assets and privacy and all this stuff in Texas right now. And watch them add Bitcoin as a denomination and have it be implemented into the Texas Stock Exchange. And then that's going to be the signal. That will be the signal. And then no one's prepared for strategy to go to $1,000 and Bitcoin be over $200,000. No one's prepared for that. Everyone's so prepared for it to go to 70 or 60K. But they're not prepared or to have no plan of when strategy goes to $1,000 and when Bitcoin goes to 250. What's your plan? What is it?
And I think you're seeing kind of some of the unlevering that is occurring. Bitcoin this year is down 10%. Gold is up 50 or 60%. I hope we can dispel the myth, right? One is a risk asset and one is not, right? And so it doesn't mean that you shouldn't own Bitcoin. I own some Bitcoin, and I might be buying a little bit more, as it comes down. But it is a speculative asset that over time will have more and more utility. But we have to be honest with what it is today.
It will have more utility. Will it have more store of value features than you just discounted?
It's a great question, Joe. I think as it has more utility, as it's used more in the financial system, as it becomes a part of more and more endowments and sovereign wealth funds, right? That in and of itself becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The philosophical thesis of why it should hold value because of the 21 million. And right. Because of the unbanked that are living in countries with, 20%.
And see, the point he's making is 20% inflation, crazy debasement of the currency. And then they can't even get access to true banking wherever in these countries, but they have access to a cell phone. They have access to Wi-Fi. They have access to satellite internet. And if that's the case, then there's millions, billions of people that are just a conversation away from realizing that they could just tap into what blockchain is. It's freedom of choice of money and frictionless in a frictionless environment. That's what it's, and for to be able to go peer-to-peer digital cash, it's Satoshi's vision, original vision in the Bitcoin white papers to have peer-to-peer digital cash. And at that point, it's hit the road running, and then how can we now make that work going into the rest of our, civilization?
Inflation. They work, their ass off, and they put it in a bank, and it's worth half as much in a year. They put it in Bitcoin, it stays stable. Why isn't that working right now to hold prices higher?
Well, I think that what you've seen over the course of last year is a speculative rush into Bitcoin.
Yeah,
as we got the Genius Act, the Clarity.
Yeah.
Yes, again, of course, it's reset. I don't think, I think these are more likely approaching buying opportunities than selling opportunities. I do.
That's saying something at 87,000, because I saw someone earlier say that it could go to 60, and that sounds almost like the end of the world. But Bitcoin was $3,000 a couple of years ago.
I will stipulate this: it's all possible. It is a risk asset. You should treat it appropriately in your portfolio, because if MicroStrategy is forced to delever, if there's an unwind there, it could get really messy in the short run, which is probably why I would be waiting to see how this plays out.
But it doesn't go to zero, does it?
No.
Okay,
I think the black swan, right, is that somebody hacks crypto, whether it's quantum or otherwise. There was some news out overnight about, Anthropic running some vulnerability tests on the blockchain. Those things, I think, will be important if this is to have durability.
So very valid points. Very valid points. But are you going to let that scare you?
Looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dived in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. No, I can't predict the...
Yeah, that's how we have to be like that. So cryptocurrencies with the highest market cap 2025, who tops the list? So, you remember when Bitcoin was the only major digital currency and folks bought pizza for 10,000 BTC? Yes, we do remember those days as well. But now we fast forward to 2025 and, we still have Bitcoin as the top dog at $1.9 trillion market cap, hitting over $2 trillion market cap recent years. And then we have Ethereum at $216 billion market cap. And what makes it special? It's programmable money on the internet. It is the settlement layer of the internet. Programmable blockchain for lending, trading, gaming, and more continuous upgrades like the Fusaka upgrade that's going to make it better, more better. Fee burning mechanism. It's deflationary. It's ETH deflationary money. DeFi, decentralized finance. ETH is the backbone, baby. 20K ETH. XRP, 128 billion market cap, emerged in 2012 to help banks and payment providers. Who wants to help the banks, man? Payment providers move money quickly and cheaply. David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb pre-mined the entire supply of 100 billion XRP. Ripple Labs, a company heavily involved in the ecosystem, has used XRP in cross-border solutions, but the token itself can function without Ripple. So transaction speeds is 3 to 5 seconds at minimal cost. Global bank partnerships, regulatory clarity after lengthy SEC dispute, and it is a big contender for massive ETF inflows. We're not going to mention this one. We don't care. Solana, $78 billion market cap. And we got to look at if this is this true. Is it 78 billion? It's got to be way more than that now. Oh, no. Okay, no, it's about right there. I was hoping that was pretty accurate. All right, the blazing fast performance attracts DeFi and NFT projects needing speed. I mean, if you want to launch anything, this is probably a lot of the times a good place to start to test market and then maybe go to ETH, where people don't sell as much. Venture capital support and major integrations, low fees, which encourages everyday users to transact more often, trying to get global transaction throughput on Solana. So what makes it special is it allows many transactions in parallel, so network congestion is less likely, but we have seen it happen. Let's be honest. Short block times for near instant confirmations, ideal for real-time apps like on-chain trading or interactive games. So then we have Dogecoin, the father of all memes. Dogecoin, 27 billion market cap. Started as a parody in 2013, combining the Shiba Inu Doge meme into a crypto forked from Litecoin. That's what I love about Dogecoin. It was forked from Litecoin, if you didn't know that. But the joke's on you because the damn thing's still in the top 10 and it solidified itself as one of the top blockchains and cryptocurrencies in the entire world. And so it shows the power of memes and meme communities, and that's what we hold dear and true in our crypto journey. And it's what eventually I think is going to mind share a lot of people into crypto. It survived multiple crypto cycles, proving more resilience than many expected, and that's the whole damn point. Then we got Cardano, was founded by Charles Hoskinson, who also co-founded Ethereum along with Gavin Wood and Vitalik Buterin. Is famously research-driven, wrote all the academic papers about blockchain, and created ADA, the first true proof of stake blockchain of governance. And so active global community of Cardano army warriors, and very much a lot of the butt of the joke of Alex Becker's cuckold jokes. We've had our fair share of Cardano moments ourselves. We've been put in the chair. So what makes it special focuses on secure proof of stake using math-backed Ouroboros consensus, built for future-proof scalability and governance, digital IDs in Africa. Cool. All right, Tron, Justin Sun, the poster boy for Asians everywhere, 2017. it got people of the likes of Paris Hilton to get in on crypto and mint some NFTs on Tron. So still in the days of, I think, trying to get that type of adoption again, but it still ain't there yet, even with being buddied up with World Liberty Financial and owning a lot of stake in that particular protocol with the Trump family. What's only time will tell. We'll see what's going to happen with Tron. There's also getting very buddy with the New York Stock Exchange with acquiring some publicly traded companies. And if you guys remember BitTorrent, I'm sure you do, they acquired them in 2018. Proof of stake, heavily used for stablecoin transactions. That was what initially we found out about Tron, is like, dang, there's a lot of stablecoin stuff going on Tron. Then you got Sui. Shout out to Headband. Really bullish on Sui right now. Sui is a former Facebook engineers. So if you're bullish on the growth of Facebook and how much they were able to take over, then you might be pretty bullish Sui and thinking, okay, there might be something here. So backing from big venture funds plus early exchange listings, parallel transactions, execute Spur, high throughput. You can do NFTs, gaming, all that stuff, DeFi, finance. Yeah, gaining traction. I know Raul Paul is on the board. He is a board investor on the Sui board. Then you got Chainlink. Chainlink is just kind of that sleeper. The Chainlink Marines are so strong. They will hold this thing and defend Chainlink even when it's in the ground. You know, they'll poke at it, but they'll hold it. They'll hold it forever. What makes it special? It literally acts as the data bridge between giving off-chain and on-chain data to, in an oracle fashion, whether it's giving price, whether it's giving information on the project. It's just whatever it is. It's just, you got to think, like, perfect example is like if you have a app that needs to get immediate weather updates from off chain to get it on chain, then you can do all kinds of different APIs. You can link stuff together. The CCIP link with tokenizing assets and getting banks to be able to like get access to DeFi with their program language. That's what Link is doing. So if you think that's going to generate revenue for Chainlink over time and then also into the token itself, then you would be buying Chainlink right now because it's under $15. So yeah, that's still what's popping. A lot of this has stood the test of time and is still in the top 10. And do you guys hold any of these things? And have you held any amount of them at any point? Very curious. Honestly, this has been a little quiet. It's been very quiet. It's almost been just quiet enough to make me not live stream. But you know what? I'm not a damn quitter. So I will stream to 1.5, 2. I've said it, 2.5 men. It will piss me off, but I'll do it. All right, Polymarket odds of who Trump will nominate as the Fed chair. 81% is going to be this Kevin Hassett, who's bullish crypto. He's got asset in his freaking name, which should be the universe and matrix, telling you, look, like, invest in assets, please. What else do you have to lose? Fed decision in December. 91% chance now that we get a 25% basis cut. And this is interesting. Now we have what price will Bitcoin hit in 2025, the end of 2025. We have 100,000, 43% on 100,000. Let's see if there's, so I would love to bet on 130,000 by 2020, like by the end of 2025, we break a new all-time high. I would love to bet on that because there's only a 3% chance. I'm very curious to see how this starts to play out on that particular poly market. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys. I think that's all we're going to cover for today. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, just coins to watch out for that kind of correlate with everything that we were talking about. You know, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Doge. I think AVAX, Chainlink, Zera. Zera is like literally like the hackathon and the Solana breakpoint, all that stuff that's happening. A lot of protocols and projects are going to be displaying all their new tech, so could be a good opportunity. And yep, Vanguard doing the U-turn, ETF flows, people super bearish on MicroStrategy. We got the ETH upgrade happening. Macro tailwinds. Yeah. I think we have a good chance at the end of year, $125,000 to $130,000 Bitcoin, breaking into a potential over $4 trillion market cap to $5 trillion market cap for crypto. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for hitting the like button, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.